I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious vegan French toast. This recipe is super quick, and as long as you follow all of the steps in this video, your French toast is going to come out perfect every time. First off, let's start heating our pan on a medium-high heat. If you've got a non-stick pan like me, you can technically get away with not adding any oil or butter, but it's so much crispier and nicer with it. So I'm adding in about a tablespoon of sunflower oil. You could use any other neutral oil here, but not something like olive oil. Now we're grabbing a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch. Often in the UK this is labelled as corn flour, but it's all the same stuff. And I'm using the ingredients for 2 lovely thick slices of French toast. But if you want to do it for 4 or 6 slices, then just double or triple the amounts I'm putting in. Now we just need a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, not to be confused with baking soda, which is something different. Not completely different, but different. So 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, along with a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon and a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then a full teaspoon of sugar or brown rice syrup. I should have actually put the sugar in before the vanilla extract, but it's all good. And now the last thing for our batter is a little bit of plant-based milk. I used this coconut milk, which was really nice for it, but you could also use soya milk or oat milk, whatever you like really. Just ideally choose one that's fairly thick. Oh, that looks like a little bit too much. Perfect. Now stick that in and give everything a good old mix with a whisk. This is my lovely whisk that came as an attachment for my hand blender. And once that's all integrated, let's stick it to the side and grab our bread. So you want something nice and solid rather than some pre-sliced bread. Even bread that's a little bit stale is actually ideal for this. And you want to cut it nice and thick, around 3/4 inch, maybe an inch thick. Alright, let's move this to the side and grab our batter. Give it a little whisk just because some of the corn flour can sink to the bottom, and then dunk in our bread. Give it a good wiggle around, flip it over. Some recipes will soak the bread for up to an hour, but we don't have time for that doing breakfast, so we're kind of balancing speed and perfection. And in a couple minutes it soaks up a good amount. And let's also stick in a tablespoon of some vegan spread just to make it even more crispy and delicious. And here we go. Just get a few of those drips off and gently place your soon-to-be French toast into your pan and stick the next slice of bread into your batter so it's got plenty of time to soak up. After a couple of minutes, carefully flip over your French toast. I found that mine was sticking on my regular pan, which is actually why I bought this one. I'll leave a link down in the description if you want to get a non-stick pan as well. And once it's beautifully crispy on both sides, just stick it on a plate. And before you put the next piece of toast in, just get rid of any big bits of batter that are left over in the oil, because they'll just form little black bits over your toast. Then for the topping, I like a bit of this agave nectar and some lemon juice. But you could also add powdered sugar, fruit, maple syrup, all sorts of stuff. And if you like this video, check out the one that's on your screen now. Peace.